weathergang.com. Thanks for joining on this holiday sunset live Q&A. Instead of our weekly Sunday sunset chat, we're doing a holiday edition since many of us have an altered schedule at the very least today. So let me know if you have any questions on YouTube, on Facebook, or on X. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest by Ian Livingston. Showers tonight, then clear out by maybe pre-dawn hours, clearing the way for an otherwise pretty sunny, pretty dry week. Maybe an outside chance of a shower again tomorrow, but really rain amounts we're talking are very low. It's a very dry overall work week, but needed rain does come back into the picture for Saturday, and we'll keep you posted, of course, as we get closer to the weekend at capitalweathergang.com. But as you can see, temperatures are pretty darn comfortable. Overall dry, comfortable air accompanying these generally near-ish average temperatures for October, and latest forecast up there from capitalweathergang.com, and radar right here showing these showers moving through. Again, maybe a bonus target spot. One or two spots could get up to 1/10 of an inch of rain. This is very light and very brief rain overall. Paul, I'm so glad you like the new graphics. That's great. And David, good evening to you as well. All right, let me check in to make sure I'm reading all the comments on Twitter, Facebook, and X. Very good. And Peter, hello. Thanks for tuning in from Facebook. All right, let me take you into what we can deeper dive for the work week. Clouds, off and on clouds, in and out sunshine, maybe tomorrow, and then again maybe on Thursday. I think our sunniest days of this week are Wednesday and maybe Thursday-ish, but cloud levels do increase by Friday, rain holding off most likely until Friday night, and again clouds mainly coming into the picture on Saturday, with precipitation remaining limited behind these clouds. An outside chance of a quick shower tomorrow afternoon, as we have maybe similar to tonight, one more little shortwave piece of eddy spinning, a little eddy in the atmosphere spinning through for tomorrow again as well, just like tonight. But then Wednesday should be dry, Thursday should be dry, and Friday as well. Saturday at the end of this animation, pretty darn wet. I would develop a plan B if you don't have one for outdoor plans already, but it's much needed rain. A little bit could last into Sunday. That's a little bit less clear as it stands now, but rain amounts are looking healthy when you consider the next 7 days overall. Up to maybe 1/10 of an inch is attributable to tonight's roving showers, but most of this is going to be falling on Saturday and maybe early Sunday as it looks now. An inch of rain may be around town in points north and east, but unfortunately not quite targeting the areas that we have the rainfall deficit over the last 30 days in the higher elevations of the Shenandoah Valley. But around town in the blues and the purples, we have some surplus areas, which is, nice. That's remarkable over the last 30 days, but longer than 30 days, we still have that systematic drought that is remaining in focus, remaining stubborn, due to severe drought at the highest elevations of the Blue Ridge and on the east side of the Appalachian chain there. But it's not looking great to really break this drought anytime soon, but hopefully the weekend's rains coming up on Saturday and maybe Sunday could help us prevent this from getting worse in the coming weeks. So that's some good news there. Temperatures pretty nice through this work week, near average, which is right around room temperature, 72 degrees this time of year. But look at this, getting very warm on Thursday, if not Friday as well. Maybe upper 70s possible Thursday. That could be our warmest week. Cooling back down with the rains on Saturday and Sunday. All right, latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Facebook, X, and YouTube I'm on right now. And I appreciate you tuning in. I'm Camden Walker for capitalweathergang.com, checking the Twitter comments, Facebook, and YouTube. Paul, it looks like an all-day rain as it stands now for Saturday. It might start before dawn on Saturday and last into Saturday evening. Can't even rule out some rain lasting into Sunday as well. But currently, if you had to prefer for outdoor plans which to choose, Saturday versus Sunday, I would go Sunday as it looks now for more of a broken rain, more showery than what it might be on Saturday. David, so we need about 3 to 5 inches to really break the drought in the higher elevations of the Blue Ridge, Appalachian, Shenandoah Valley. That should just get things started. That should start diminishing the drought. But it's a long-term hydrological problem west of town. That really is not gonna. It's not gonna be a quick fix, and we don't really want to see one single storm wipe out the drought with 2, 3, 4 inches of rain. So that would be too much too quickly. All right, let's see what else I've got for you. The precipitation outlook for next work week, since we're very interested in trying to break this drought west of town. No clear signal above or below average as it looks now, but we could be a little bit on either side of the coin. A little bit clearer of a signal for temperatures. It's leaning below average for next work week, so we could be kind of dominating, I would say maybe in the 60s, even some upper 50s to mid 60s in some of the region for next work week. So we might want to start looking at those lighter sweaters and whatnot. We'll see in the next 7 days. Here is the tropical outlook from the National Hurricane Center. We could see Sean develop, if you can believe it, over the next 7 days. It is quite a season. We don't know yet as we get toward this little mid-October. It's a very typical time to see one little more bump upward in activity in the tropical Atlantic. We'll see if we need to go to the alternate backup list from the World Meteorological Organization, but as it stands now, we're just down to S for Sean, with that high probability off of the Cape Verde Islands in the next 7 days. This could turn into Tropical Storm Sean. And as you can see in the Bay of Campeche, the southern Gulf of Mexico, we've got a slight chance for disturbance heading toward Texas northward in the next 7 days, but only a slight chance of that developing compared to the disturbance near the Cape Verde Islands. Now, foliage is getting going nicely in West Virginia. I've seen some beautiful photos from Capon Springs, from I think a couple parks near the highest elevations. They're on the spine of the Appalachians, so that's great. We are just taking maybe a couple days behind where we normally are for typical color this time of year, but peak takes until maybe even early November to reach the Beltway and kind of along and east of I-95. So we've got time, and if you still want to plan a trip to the Shenandoah Valley, Skyline Drive, it gets very crowded, but you still have what I would think would be another week for the potential for peak color on Skyline Drive. James, there is a wide varying level. That's a great question on rain amounts for Saturday from YouTube. I appreciate you tuning in, James. Saturday's rains could vary overall, but I like this look ahead for the next 7 days, most of this falling on Saturday as it stands now. I think an inch around town is still a decent bet. And the background simulations that you might be looking at in the Euro or the American weather models do have a range lower and higher than what is, represented here in this 1 inch ish forecast around the Beltway for this upcoming weekend. So, James, too early to really nail down exactly how much rain and the exact timing of the rain this weekend, but I've been encouraging folks who are watching me to maybe have a plan B for Saturday. Just in case you have outdoor plans that might get rained out. It's looking more likely than not that we see not just showers, but some periods of rain perhaps on Saturday. Maybe boot those to Sunday for a greater chance of some breaks in a rain. I'm not going to promise a dry Sunday, but it really could be a little more showery, a little more intermittent rain on Sunday as well. All right, so let's see. Yep, David, we do have a backup list for the tropical storms from the World Meteorological Organization. If we do get past Tropical Storm Whitney, we'd go to the next list, which I'll have prepared for you if we start getting down into the TV area there. But that is a backup list for the 2023 season, even if it's just a tropical storm. As long as it develops this year, we would use that backup 2023 list. So hopefully, David, that answers your question. Thanks for tuning in from Facebook. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com, talking to you earlier and earlier, as is wont to happen this time of year. We've got shorter and shorter days and earlier sunsets, so that's why even on this holiday edition, instead of our regular Sunday sunset weekly edition, you're talking to me at 6:39 p.m. We do these chats every week, 20 minutes, on Facebook, on X, on YouTube. The pollen update is here for my fellow allergy sufferers. Luckily, mold and mildew has come down compared to last week when we had a moderate reading last week. Now we're low, so we'll take the small wins where we can get them. And if you have any questions, I'm on the air another 10 minutes. I'm Camden Walker. Anytime you need us, we're at CapitalWeatherGang.com. So let's get back to your week ahead forecast after tonight's showers pictured here on radar. We might have one more outside chance of a quick shower tomorrow afternoon on Tuesday, but dry Wednesday, Thursday, and probably all day Friday, with rain potentially moving in late Friday night into Saturday. I'm recommending a plan B for Saturday. Rain chances may go up from here. Sunday, can't even promise you it would be all that dry on Sunday, but there's a greater chance on Sunday for breaks in the rain and a more showery, intermittent format to the rain, rather than Saturdays potentially, periods of light to moderate rain at times. David, it's not too chilly, but if you're a summer weather lover, we're getting, a little below average tomorrow, but back toward average on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We really are about at room temperature this time of year. 72-ish degrees for most of the region is an average high temperature. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. That's the PM update by Ian Livingston at capitalweathergang.com. This is Holiday Sunset Live Q&A instead of our Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. We're doing our holiday version. I think this is our last Monday holiday. I'm going to take off Christmas, I think. I've already looked ahead and noticed that Christmas is on a Monday, Christmas Eve is on a Sunday. So we'll just take off 1 week for a holiday Monday on Christmas, but otherwise you'll see me for regularly scheduled Sunday Sunset Lives for the rest of the year. All right, so I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I think I've caught up on all of your comments, but please let me know if you have any questions as we go into the cloud levels this week. Off and on clouds, in and out sunshine for some of tomorrow. I think Wednesday will be very sunny. Thursday should be fairly sunny as well. Friday could start seeing some clouds mix in again, and here we are at the end of the week, kind of getting cloudier as we get toward our potential rain on Saturday. Again, precipitation generally after tonight. A quick shower tomorrow can't be ruled out, but it's a pretty dry work week, pretty comfortable with temperatures, which we'll talk about in a second. But I want to focus you on a dry pattern until perhaps Saturday, maybe even Sunday. This rain eases in, spills into Sunday as well. But right now I'm I am recommending a plan B for Saturday potential rainfall, which could add up to about an inch around town. Unfortunately, a little less west of town where we have the rainfall deficit up to 3 inches over the last 30 days just to fill in and get even to where we should be in the last month. And the darker orange spots there on the spine of the Blue Ridge, even the Skyline Drive, we could use up to 3.5 inches of rain to get us back just to even. That has been a very pesky situation west of town in the higher elevations. We've got a D2 severe drought still posting there, with the longer term rain deficits adding up and continuing to be a drought situation west of town along the I-81 corridor, for instance. We need several inches of rain, hopefully with multiple storms to catch us back up before the year is over. Temperatures are pretty comfortable for this work week, this shortened work week for some of us, but we get cooler again with the rain potential on Saturday and Sunday. I'm thinking maybe even Sunday could be upper 50s to mid 60s, kind of very fall-like, very October-like for this time of year, so keep that in mind. You might want a heavier jacket to get out, a lighter sweater, so keep that in mind. Fall is going to be back by this weekend, those fall feels for sure. All right, latest forecast is there for you again, the PM update, kind of describing the showers coming through tonight. They are short-lived overall, pretty light. I think under 1/10 of an inch of rain, unfortunately, for all of us. I'm on Facebook, X, and YouTube right now, taking your questions and comments on all 3 of our social media channels there. Please pass these shortened links to your friends and family to make sure you're following us for our latest coverage. And of course, 24/7, anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. All right, David, you like the fall chillier weathers, as do I. I love that, and yes, our averages are getting cooler and cooler this time of year. So when we see leaning below average for next week, this could mean upper 50s to mid 60s for some of us in kind of the cooler parts of the region, as our averages do slowly slip below that 70-degree mark, and precipitation, it's less of a signal. It's not signaling us the atmosphere wants to be above average for precipitation or below average for precipitation. We'll have to just wait and see where we end up for next work week, but no clear signal of a deluge of rain or a major issue expanding our drought. At least we do have this rain potential for this upcoming weekend. Here's your quick tropical updates. Our next named storm would be Sean. There is a high likelihood that this Cape Verde disturbance near the Cabo Verde Islands, that this develops over the next 7 days, and that red X as it heads northwest. And then over here in the Bay of Campeche, also the southern Gulf of Mexico, we have a slight chance for that disturbance to develop as it moves northward toward potentially the Texas Gulf Coast. So we'll see if Sean and or Tammy, well Tammy and or Sean develop over the next 7 days. And yes, we were checking earlier. There is of course another list of names behind this one. Should we exhaust the names on this list, there is a backup one from the World Meteorological Organization for this year, for 2023, for any storms that develop by and through December 31st. Indeed, David, we're getting earlier and earlier sunsets. You're speaking to me, gosh, we're losing, I think, 2-ish minutes a day of daylight from sunrise to sunset. But you'll only see me maybe 8 or 9 minutes earlier for next week for our weekly Sunday sunset chat. We revert back to our regular Sundays with no holidays for the foreseeable future. Facebook, X, and YouTube, and that's where we are all tonight, answering your questions and comments. And for my fellow allergy sufferers, you can see we are doing okay. Low across the board and less in the way of mold and mildew compared to last week. So that's some good news. And yes, I think you'll be talking to me about 6:30 next Sunday, David, so hopefully that helps you there. All right, so the rain forecast for Saturday, Zach, that is a great question. I'm happy to recap that for you. The rain amounts are looking like we could get an inch or so. It's a decent bet around town this upcoming Saturday. It's looking fairly all day and not very intermittent. I'm recommending Plan Bs for outdoor plans on Saturday. And if you can choose which weekend day to do outdoor plans, as it stands now, and some changes could still take place with exact rain amounts and exact timing, confidence will grow as we get closer. But if you need to know right now, lean Sunday for outdoor plans. It's looking like a higher chance for steadier rain, heavier rain on Saturday compared to Sunday, when we should see more intermittent format to the rain and more showers rather than periods of light to moderate rain, which is more leaning towards Saturday versus Sunday. All right. Yep. And Zach, you're not wrong. It does change a lot. It's still fairly far out, but as we get closer, the background simulations are coming into a little bit more agreement, even though there's, maybe 2.5 inches of rain on the heaviest background simulations and way under, a half inch for the driest background simulations. But this range is confidence should get higher. The range should get closer as we get towards Saturday and into Sunday. So we'll have better ideas of the steadiness of the rain, the heaviness, the exact timing, and schedule for the rain as well. But right now, the precipitation generally, other than an outside chance of one little shower, pop-up shower tomorrow, it's a dry rest of the work week. Overall, the main precipitation is holding off there until Saturday, and it looks hard to avoid with the current atmospheric pattern. So do keep that in mind. Okay, I am on the air another minute or so. Let's close things out with one more recap with the latest forecast at a glance there for the week. We're pretty darn comfortable. 60s and 70s for the most part. Our average high temperatures right around room temperature of 72 degrees this time of year, so trying to enjoy. Please, I think these are enjoyable. Pretty average temperatures. October's pretty darn awesome time in the DC area. The latest radar showing these showers, which could add up to maybe 1/10 of an inch in one or two lucky spots. It's pretty dry out there, pretty light, quick showers that clear out by tomorrow morning. Maybe an outside chance of a quick shower tomorrow afternoon, super brief, very light, mainly pop-up clouds tomorrow instead of showers. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. That's the PM update by Ian Livingston. And we'll talk more in a second as we recap in the last minute here the rain threat for this weekend, but much needed rain overall. David, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on Sunday for our next Sunday Sunset Chat. Front Royal Saturday, the rain should be a little bit lighter there, Lewis, than around the Beltway. All right, so let me recap our cloud animation, kind of giving you an idea that sun levels are a little bit in and out sunshine. Kind of pop-up clouds could develop a little bit tomorrow. I think pretty darn sunny on Wednesday and even Thursday, but clouds start moving in probably again by Friday. And definitely on Saturday, that's when precipitation really has a better chance of falling from the clouds. Again, look at this pretty dry work week until Friday night, Saturday. So I'm recommending plan Bs for your plans on Saturday. If you can wait to execute that plan B as we get closer to Saturday, I'd recommend that because confidence is not super high just yet on exactly how much and the timing, and will the rain be all day heavy and steady versus lighter or intermittent. So keep that in mind. But I'm currently leaning for intermittent rains, lighter rains on Sunday rather than Saturday. So as it stands now, Sunday's looking a little better than Saturday. And we need this rain, as I was saying, over the last 30 days in the darkest oranges along the highest elevations there in the central and southern Shenandoah Valley. We're running, just to get back to even, we could use 3 inches, 3.5 inches of rain. The drought persists in northwestern Virginia and the I-81 corridor, and we could just really need some rain there, but I don't think we're going to get a good targeted rain. Temperatures awesomely comfortable this week. This is not a major story, except that I want you to get outside while it's fairly dry the next 4 days until our weekend potential rain. Please enjoy 60s and 70s this week. I think it's a great time of year. And here it is, the latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. I will sign off for now and wish you all a very good and hopefully for you a shortened work week. Prepare in the back of your mind potentially for a weekend rain, aiming right now as it looks for Saturday, subject to change slightly, but maybe start formulating this plan Bs if you have kind of outdoor plans for Saturday that are risk averse for rain. So keep that in mind. All right, I'll see you next Sunday for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. Camden Walker signing off.